Picture this. You're at the track. A car comes drifting sideways through the first turn. The tires are a-screaming for mercy. But suddenly, you realize that they're the only thing that's screaming. There is no engine sound. What? You just saw the world's first electric pro drift car, homie, and we've got it right here. These guys are blazing, or should I say zapping, smoky new skid marks in motorsports, proving that it is possible to turn a regular old fun car into a sick new tail-sliding electric one. We're gonna show you all the special stuff and answer all of your questions, cause I know you guys got some. I hope you guys like electricity puns, because there's gonna be a bunch of them. We're going bumper to bumper on this Camaro EL1. Napoleon Motorsports is venturing into the motorsports unknown with this insane new build for the 2019 Formula Drift season, the Camaro EL1. You get it? Cause it's EL-etric. Lightning, 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 lightning. A lot of times when I say that, honestly, I feel like it's unwarranted, but in this case, earned mean. The guys who built this car have the same love of roaring engines and race gas as you do. I love the smell of race gas. Probably too much.
Sometimes I forget the difference between letters and numbers.
But these guys are also human beings who are stoked to build something new. And what good is the human race if we don't keep innovating and moving forward?
Tear down this wall.
Formula Drift literally had to rewrite their rules to allow this car to compete. That's one of the coolest things about this series. You can build whatever you want, run it against anybody, and win the whole freaking thing. You can't do that in NASCAR. You can't do that in IndyCar. You can't do that in F1 or IMSA or any other race series. And the short runs in drifting offer more possibilities to play with high performance electric cars without having to worry about annoying stuff like range. The first thing you will notice is that this bad boy's got a lot of carbon fiber on it. As y'all know, steel body panels are pretty hefty, just like your boy. And since this car has to carry around about 800 pounds of batteries, everything else needs to be as light as possible. The batteries in this car weigh almost half of what my dad weighed. He's 7'6", 1,700 pounds, and fast as lightning. The roof is the only original sheet metal left on this car. The rear body panels are made of carbon Kevlar, like a bulletproof vest. The doors, front quarter panels, and hood are all made of carbon fiber. All in, the EL1 tips the scales at around 3,000 pounds. All right, a stock Camaro 1LE track package is over 3,300 pounds, so 3,000 is amazing. The EL1 is made for drifting, so a sick custom suspension setup is mandatory. The series rules say that the original subframe and suspension mounting points have to be kept, so those are still stock Camaro geometry underneath. BC Racing coilovers handle the ride. The control arms, uprights, and steering angle kit are all insanely beautiful, machined billet aluminum components from SLR Speed. Everything is designed for the rigors of drifting, like potentially slamming into other cars and concrete walls. When that happens, the bolt-on suspension parts are designed to break because those are easy to replace. Sacrificing them can prevent damage to the frame and parts of the car that are a lot harder to fix on short notice. No one wants to see their car taken out early, and this can keep them in the game through the whole weekend-long event. Formula D rules don't allow major chassis modifications, so that puts some constraints on where the batteries could go. The EL1 holds 120 lithium-ion battery cells, producing a total of 420 volts, dude. Cars that are designed for electric drivetrains usually lay the batteries flat across the floor pan for a low center of gravity and even weight distribution. But the only place all these batteries would fit is up here in the engine bay. Despite the packaging challenge, the builders managed to achieve a near perfect 51-49 front to rear weight balance. Speaking of batteries, you might be familiar with batteries igniting and causing fires. It's an issue. These guys had to deal with it. Okay, let's say, God forbid, this thing ignites. Travis pulls the fire suppression system. Just like a normal race car, douses the cabin. They pull him out by the straps on his shoulders. He's good. Oh, we gotta save this gajillion-dollar race car. Dudes roll over. Pull this. All right, now this thing is dead. All right, this is the kill switch. No more electricity going to it. Oh, it's still not working. Dudes run over, put a female connector over this. Pressurized water goes through this tube into this sealed box and douses the F out of these batteries. Batteries are all, I want to catch on fire. I'm a battery. I act like the anger guy from Inside Out. Fire suppression system's like, I'm Amy Poehler from Inside Out. Chill out. That's exactly how it works. I love electric cars. They're the future, not only for the environment, but because they're freaking badass. But to be honest, they're pretty far outside of my comfort zone, and they're probably outside of yours too. But this is the future of hot rods, so we might as well dive into the lingo. We got a whole new set of words to learn, fellas, so let's buckle up and get into it. These 120 battery cells are rated at 320 watt hours each for a total capacity of 38,400 watt hours, or 38.4 kilowatt hours. A watt hour is a unit of energy equivalent to 1 watt of power used for 1 hour. It's the equivalent of the size of a gas tank. For comparison, a Tesla Model S P100D has a 100 kilowatt hour capacity. The EL1 doesn't need a long range though, so they saved weight by reducing the battery capacity to 38.4. The EL1 should last for a full Formula D day of competition without any recharging, but if you're in the pit, might as well plug it in, right? Just like, yo, my phone's not dead, but I'm going to sleep. So I might as well charge it. Honestly, the difference between a great day and a good day is if my charge is 100%.
I gotta keep it 100.
The power is rated at 384 kilowatts, which is confusingly the same numbers as the battery capacity, but it is actually an unrelated coincidence. That's the equivalent of about 515 buff horses, a unit that you might understand, thank God. Now I know, you're saying 515 is kind of on the low side for FD, but here's where things get interesting. Torque is estimated to be about 800 pound-feet, which is on par with other FD cars. But unlike them, all of the EL1's torque is available instantly. That's probably gonna come in real handy for breaking the rear tires loose, don't you think? Do you think so? Is that gonna come in handy? I think, yeah, it's gonna. You guys might be asking yourself, does this thing have gears? Drifters use downshifts and clutch kicks to perform their best runs. Well, don't get your skinny jeans in a wad. I'm gonna get into that in a bit. Just keep watching the video. So we're in the front of a Camaro. We're looking at essentially the gas tank. The motor is in the back. The batteries are connected to a magnetless motor directly driving the rear wheels. Fun fact, for safety reasons and better weight distribution, the motor is actually upside down. According to the dudes at Napoleon, nobody has ever done that before. The motor controller is made by EV West, one of the biggest electric car conversion companies in the world. Maybe you've seen their electric E36 M3 Pikes Peak car or electric Baja buggy. So fast, so quiet. Perfect ninja car. Running a motor without magnets has a lot of advantages. There's less friction, which means less power loss and less rolling resistance. That also means more power, baby. I love power, baby, especially when there's more of it. It's also easier to tune, less heat sensitive, and will last longer than a traditional magnet motor. This one revs up to 16,000 RPM. You're not gonna find another car anywhere that does that. A lot of revs make a lot of heat, and electric stuff gets hot just like engines do. So the EL1 has a pretty comprehensive cooling system. Cool water gets pumped out of a reservoir by an electric water pump and heads back to the motor to cool the stator. Another new word. Stator. Then it goes to the drive inverter and finally the center housing casing. From there, it heads back into the radiator to get cooled off again. And because this is a drift car, I'm gonna give a shout out to Chris Forsberg and say radiator.
Radiator.
One of the weirdest things to get used to about electric cars is you can't tell when they're on.
The Prius is silent if you keep it under 5 miles per hour.
Whoa!
So there are indicator lights on both ends of the roof to let people know, yo, dude, I'm on. If you're in the pits with your freaking bumper that you found on the side of the track, trying to get it signed by Travie, keep your eyes peeled because he might run you over. Personally, and I've said this a bunch of times, I told Remac this, when you start these things, you should use the PlayStation 1 startup sound. It's the sickest sound ever. Okay, I'm gonna fire up this electric drift Camaro. To do that, all I do is flip this switch labeled party. She's on. It's got a touchscreen down here for selecting park, neutral, reverse, or drive, making it not only the first electric car in Formula Drift, but the first non-manual transmission car. In fact, it's really a non-transmission car. If you put it in drive, it's programmed to creep forward like a normal gas engine automatic idle would. You want to go faster? Press the gas pedal. Is the skinny pedal on the right still called a gas pedal in an electric car? It should be called an electron pedal, power pedal, the go pedal, the lightning pedal. Drop your suggestions in the comments, and while you're at it, zap that like button. I know you guys are wondering, how is Travis Reeder gonna throw down sick runs without clutch kicking? Well, that monster torque is available all the time. The throttle response is instantaneous, and power delivery is perfectly linear. All he has to do is stab the not a gas pedal, go pedal, or grab this e-brake. Travis is probably gonna have a little bit of a learning curve going from a gas car to an electric car, but in the end, he thinks that the EL1 is actually easier to drift. It's just a very odd different. This whole car is electric, but you can't do any fun stuff with an electric e-brake. So the EL1 has a hydraulic one for initiating epic slides. Speed, RPM, temperatures, and drive mode status are all displayed on this little touchscreen down here. You can even adjust the power levels with this thing.
What does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000!
There's another tablet with the stock gauges where to keep tabs on battery temps, voltage, and any potential system faults. The team can even upload a video of the last run so Travis can watch it right here so that he can improve for the next one. Most dudes just watch it on their phone. This is much sicker. Other than the specific electric car stuff, it's just friggin' race car, man. You got your full roll cage for safety, you got your NASCAR bars, a removable steering wheel. DCE Motorsports makes the electric power-assisted steering system, which is much lighter than a hydraulic setup and can be tuned to exactly how my boy Travie likes it. I can turn the car with my fist. Now this next thing is probably the craziest thing about this car. This is a defibrillator. Yeah, one of those things from the hospital shows that zaps people back to life. There's a lot of bolts on board this car, and if something goes wrong, you might get a little tingle.
I give you some tingles.
So the defibrillator is kept close just in case. And don't quote me on this, but it could be handy for getting Travie amped up for his run too, right? Lightning, 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 lightning. You want a knock? Nah, give me the juice. Clear! The EL1 is a high-performance machine that can do awesome drifts just like a gas car. It just does it in a different way. It's gonna push electric cars forward in racing and for enthusiasts. The EL1 is out to show that electric cars can be exciting. Clear! Thanks for watching Donut Media. If you guys didn't watch it, we wouldn't be allowed to make it. Kristina, our producer, was like, hey, we're shooting at some garage in Orange County. Turns out it's Apex. So thanks to them for letting us shoot here. I literally recognize almost every car in this garage. Their lobby is sick. You like Camaros? Check out this episode of Up to Speed. You like fast AF electric stuff? Check out this episode of Bumper to Bumper. I love you.